I mean, everybody and anybody made reference to the fact that how poor a record we had here. You know, it was. If I didn't know before the start of the week, I certainly knew we'd end it. And it's good for us in terms of having a good reference point for the players. That a lot of players have came here as not just as a Hearts player, but maybe in other teams and been sent away. We've not a lot to show for it, so it's a good reference for us in terms of the new lads and the lads that have been here a while. That it's what it takes to win at a place like Ibrox. You know, regardless of the circumstances, you've got to play well. And we spoke before the game about trying to be something and trying to make sure that we had try to perform like you're used to winning here. That's easy to say, but mentally, I felt for me it was important that the players felt that they've got evidence of working here and winning here and having the confidence to do it and be bullish. And you know, I thought there was a good way about us first half. You know, in terms of when we needed to defend them or low block, we were absolutely fine. Other than one Gassama shot, we just didn't count our distances, and that was the one week and a scare I felt in the first half. And then when we had to get after Rangers, we wanted to try and take that opportunity to try and stop Rangers playing a natural game. So when it was from a deeper position, from Rangers build, we worked so hard to try and knock them out of stride, add to the anxiety it was clearly in the ground, and not let them enjoy it and make it more difficult for them to really get up the pitch. And I thought we'd done both sides it really well. You can't be that for 90 minutes clearly, but when we did it really effectively. And the good thing for me is as well that when we turned the ball over, we looked after it brilliantly. We looked like from a deeper position, we looked like a brilliant counter-attacking team. We had an absolute masterclass from Lawrence Shankland in terms of leading the line. That, I mean, he was ably supported by everybody behind him. Everybody played well today. But in terms of securing the ball and looking after it, I mean, his yardage will be through the roof as it always is. And sometimes I feel Lawrence runs a bit too much for his team, and he's trying to do that job. And we needed him just to make sure that he was at first contact. Him and Braga as a pairing were outstanding in terms of giving us life and giving us a spark and giving us confidence and that kind of swagger at the top end of the pitch. And everybody joins in the back of that. So it was a brilliant performance. I thought 1-0 at half time was slightly harsh on us. I thought we maybe done enough to maybe go in with a second goal. And we spoke at half time about nobody can win here with a 45-minute performance. It has to be a 90+ minute performance. And I thought we got that in the main, other than maybe a 5-10 minute spell, running about 60-65 minutes, where we didn't quite get the distances right on that far side. Big Ocean was struggling with his foot, and it kind of stiffened up a wee bit at half time. And Gassama off the left was causing one or two wee bit moments of anxiety. But once we made the changes, and obviously Rangers changed shape, we negated that, and it's good to have the answers like Michael and Jamie on the part. I mean, Kingsley was off with a bit of cramp, and it wasn't a sub we wanted to make. It was again a wee bit of a rejigging, but I thought we looked like a proper counter-attacking team after that. Kabangu was outstanding when he came on. He was exactly what we needed at that time. And the second goal obviously gives us a bit of oxygen, and it makes things so much more difficult for Rangers after that.
The anxiety came early. How much did that help you?
The what?
The anxiety from the stands.
Yeah, but it's always going to be that here regardless. It's important that we just played our game. A lot of people were asking me about the Rangers situation and whether it's a good time to play them and all the rest of it. But listen, their team's littered with good players. It's like you've just got to concentrate on yourselves, and we couldn't let our guard down today. We couldn't, and you know, you didn't want to give them too much encouragement and let them know that we were going to give them any opportunities. So it needed full concentration, and the goal helps us at the right time, and the second goal at the right time, and thankfully we've managed to get the job done.
You mentioned after before the international break about keeping more clean sheets. How happy about that aspect and the work that went in the days leading up to it? Yeah,
we decided on a back four. We knew how we wanted to play this week. Our stats are through the roof for our attacking side. We've had most goals in the Premier League this season, most shots on target, most big chances, most contacts in the opposition box, second highest for crosses now. So all our attacking side, but there's a trade-off sometimes with that. Sometimes you can lose cheap goals, and ultimately for us, we can't keep depending on outscoring teams and the rest of it. So the clean sheet was very important. I thought Big Alexander did really well. I thought he looked very secure and at ease with the whole game, to be honest. I thought he was very comfortable with everything he did. Other one kick first half, where I'm starting to think, where'd you come from? But other than that, I thought he looked calm, and no, it was good. I thought we deserved a clean sheet. I know Rangers hit the post at that little spell we were talking about, but I thought we were organised enough and bundles of effort as you need to do to win here.
Harry Milne played on the right hand side of midfield. He did really well.
Yeah. I think you lot would have had a field day if that had backfired. I could already see it. But we'd spoke to Harry about it, we'd worked with him on it. I wanted a lefty to play in on the right, and coming here with maybe Kajota and Kizzy and Braga and 2 strikers, it's maybe we're not quite there yet, I don't think. So we wanted, I think Rangers' left hand side is their strongest side. The heat maps, all their attacking play come down to that side with Makoma and Gassama when he plays there. Obviously Mikey Moore started that side, but a lot of their best attacking threats come down that side, so we almost went double full back. But what we wanted Harry to be was, because Rangers play a higher line, and because we're playing with 2 strikers, a lefty coming in can penetrate pretty quickly, a righty from the left, Kizzy, and that was the thinking. But it's alright me thinking it and thinking the early part of it I thought Harry could do it, but Harry's got to, if you have to sell it to him, it's probably no on. But he said he'd played there loads when he was younger and got the reason why we're doing it and threw himself into it, and he was terrific.
Did you sense a lot of people would be looking at your team today to see how they would handle coming through to Glasgow in this kind of test?
Everybody was, let's face it. I think there's probably a need for maybe a team to come up and try out challenge. I think people want that from the Scottish game at times, but equally there was many people would have turned around and been like, aye, right, yeah, if we didn't put in our place again today, so we can't control that. All we can control, we're 5 games in, listen, and that only fuel a lot of people would think Hearts can do this and that. That was an improvement on where we've been, and we're going to have to keep improving as we go along. I'm not getting carried away with that. It was a strong performance. I'm delighted with what the players put into it, but we need to get ready for the next one, and the next one's another challenge. So we're no all that, but we're giving everybody a bit of encouragement that we can be.
I know you're focusing on the team, a bit of empathy with Russell.
More than a bit, a huge lot. I didn't like that today. It's so unfair in a manager. Don't like it at all. He is a fine man. He's a fine manager, and when clubs, especially clubs this size, when results don't always come, it's more than just the manager for me. That's tough on him. It's early on in the season. He's a new manager in, and likewise with myself, if I'm just in at Hearts, and if we were still sitting towards the bottom end of the table and integrating loads of players and try to kind of implement what we want to do, you'd be asking for that sort of understanding. So, and as managers, that's all we ask for. I think he's a fine manager, as I said, and I didn't enjoy that part of it at all. I enjoyed my team, and but it was hard not to ignore that, and it was hard to not to have empathy. Of course, we would.
You mentioned 2 strikers. Is that exactly what you're wanting from them going forward? They just look like they had a really nice balance today, and both of them can set up and score. Yeah,
I think both Claudio and Lawrence ran the gaps well today, and we knew Rangers would come up on you when you played pass back the way. They would close the gaps, and we needed to make sure we had a threat in behind. If you don't have a threat in behind, it's easy for teams to play against you, and we have to encourage that more from them. The 2 of them, as I say, I thought dovetailed off each other brilliantly. Braga looked as if he loved it out there. That's a great stage for him, and for all the new signs, even Big Thomas nearly scoring at the end there. We're playing at stadiums like today that these boys have never played it before, so it's good that they can handle and thrive on that type of environment.
What does the next couple of weeks look like now, because without the game next Saturday?
Normal week. Next week we've got a bounce game on Wednesday, and the boys will get the weekend off. Next weekend will be tough. You don't mind international breaks and no playing on a Saturday when there's nobody playing, but when there's other teams playing that way. But listen, we'll take it for what it is. We'll maybe let 2 or 3 of them recover for injuries, and our full focus is on Falkirk again from Monday.
Can I just ask one just before you go, Derek? Look, first of all, congratulations on the performance. You've won here quite a few times. I wonder, Is that as comfortable as you remember a victory here? And Hearts had to work for it, they had to play well, it's not to criticise that, but they always look completely in control, and I wondered if you, looking back on the victories here, will consider that to be up there with probably your best win here in terms of
Yeah, I'm not sure. I liked the way we were today. I thought, it's alright me having confidence, and you work Monday to Friday with players, and you try, and you wake up in the morning, can't wait to get to the game because you feel as though you can do something. But the players, it doesn't matter. The players have got to feel that. Do you know what I mean? And I actually liked, the only way I could say I liked how we were. There was a good way about us that first half. I thought it was a nice balance between confident but not overconfident. There was an understanding that we had to do a shift and put the yards in. So it didn't feel totally comfortable, but I did enjoy watching my team deal with what was out there.
Because he started quick, intent, first 5 minutes, Halkett had a chance, Shankland had a shot. It was just, the intent was immediately, the belief was there. Yeah, and we spoke about having a strong start and try, as I say, add to that, make it difficult for Rangers not to let them work their way into the game, but it's easier said than done. The players deserve a lot of credit for how they applied themselves to that.